Hello, TCG and Lorcana enthusiasts, and welcome to our discussion series where we are going to start looking at each color from Ursula's Return, the newest set for Disney's Lorcana, the fourth set for Disney's Lorcana. So, if you haven't seen these series before, for of course, Chapter 1, Into the Inklands, and Bloodborne, basically we're looking at each of the cards from the set, discussing some potentiality with those cards, moving into, of course, the meta for Ursula's Return. And of course, if you don't know, Ursula's Return does officially release booster boxes official release out on May 31st. Right now, TCG Player does allow you to buy individual cards because we've had drafts and we've had, of course, those events that where all the cards officially, been released via drafts in local stores. But officially, booster boxes do not go on sale at your local gaming store at TCG Player until March 31st. So that's when May 31st. That's when you can officially get them. You can pre-sell them. As a reminder, never buy pre-sale. You're just wasting your money. It would be better for you to take it out, take a lighter, and light your money on fire. It's hot. It's much better looking than just wasting it on pre-sales. So let's begin with Amber here, and we're going to start off with, of course, the Martigel family. Of course, this is the Encanto family. So Encanto got a whole bunch of cards. I think they're only really strewn in Amber, but still, very good, interesting archetype. You could probably put with the Ruby engine and build with more with Mufasa, and we'll talk about a reason for that. So anyways, we have, I forget the girls. This is her father. He's just a vanilla. A nice 1/2/2. Now, this is the more interesting. Alama Madagrel. I'm probably pronouncing that last name completely wrong. What this is very interesting. This is the first card we're seeing of this in Lorcana. A searcher, a pure searcher. Not the top cards of your deck, a pure searcher. So, all at the table. I'm not sure why that's all blacked out like that, but doesn't really matter. When you play this character, you can search your deck for a whatever the last name is character and reveal that card to all players. Shuffle your deck and then play the top card of the deck. Now once again, when they say all players, this game can be played in the commander format of a pot of 4 people, so it does have that ability as well. But this is the first time we are seeing a pure searcher card. Lorcana up to this point has been look at the top cards of your deck, look at them, and then put them back on the bottom. There's no shuffling, none of that. This is a pure searcher card that basically searches you out a character with the last name, adds it to your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. This is beyond powerful. Now, we'll see more of the characters of the Madagrel family, but still, it's so nice to see something like this appear. The ability to search out anything you need from the deck. It's good to see Lorcana now doing this, which means that we should be seeing more and more cards in the future doing this ability to search out cards, which is very, very good. Now we're seeing ways to find cards that aren't just look at the top cards of your deck and then put them on the bottom. So, now, it really matters on how good the Madagrel family support really is, but still, what I love about this is that we're seeing Ravensburger really take some steps to really evolving out how searching happens in the game. Really good. We got Ariel. We are now starting to sing 7-cost cards, and now we have singers that sing at really high costs. So, Ariel, just a new card for Song Control, Singer 7. Cinderella can now sing 9-cost cards. Yes, there are 9-cost now sing cards. And we are really seeing some really high-cost sing songs now. Whenever this character sings, other princesses get +1. So again, a really good card for song control, for being a singer, but also really good if you're just going to play a princess archetype, which right now would be Amber or Sapphire. So both are just very good. A 1/5, a 3/3, but still, they can sing. They have very high singer costs, especially as we could see that now they're pushing songs more than just 5-cost songs and 7-cost songs. Now we have singers that could do it. By the way, just so you know, Be Prepared, which is Ruby's best song, is a 7-cost card that can be sung. Ariel can sing it at turn 4. On turn 5, Ariel can literally sing the card. So, yeah. But I would say you probably want to maybe do some manipulation of some of Ruby's ability to restand cards where they can't quest after they restand, just so that you could quest with the 2 for Ariel and then be able to restand her and then sing Be Prepared. Honestly, I don't know if in turn 5 you want to be prepared your opponent, but still, this is a good threat because you don't have to wait for a 7 ink or to get a character that is naturally 7 or higher costed. So that's just very, very good overall. So we are starting to see more and more of these singer cards really being able to sing some very high cost cards now. So just keep that in mind that there could be a strategy to do with that. We got Cogsworth. Whenever this character quests, give a chosen character -2 until the start of your next turn. We've basically seen a bunch of this before. Amber's really good at giving negative buffs to attack. So, just more of that. We got Daisy Duck, Lovely Lady. This is, of course, the character from, by which she's not a princess, but she's from the Musketeer movie. She's Minnie Mouse's second in hand who kisses Donald. We got another Daisy Duck. She's a Musketeer spy, so now she went from being a lady to a secretive spy. Whenever you play this character, each opponent chooses discards a card. Just another hand control card. I actually did a hand control strategy. I didn't put her in there, mainly because I actually didn't read the card. But honestly, I think hand control is so interesting now that you could play so many different cards. You could play her. There is a contract card. There's a new Emerald card. We don't talk about Bruno. So hand control is going nowhere, folks. Hand control is going nowhere. But personally, for 4 costs, I would probably still play the Daisy Duck from Emerald that when questing force your opponent to discard a card. Just because that quest for 2, I believe is a 2/3 body as well. And it just has a little more value because we gain 2 lore and every turn we discard, where this is a one-time value whenever you play this character. So you could play this. I honestly just think the Daisy Duck that is from Emerald is just better. But I mean, right there, and it does have Musketeer. So if there were more strategies that could utilize the Musketeer title, we could definitely have this because she does have Musketeer in that title. We got Donald Duck. We do have a whole new retrain of the Musketeers as well. Donald, Goofy, and Mickey do have new Musketeer cards. So Musketeers is coming back to being a strategy. And then wait for me, when you play this character, chosen character gets +1 for the turn. So just a nice way to buff up some lore on some of your characters. Then we have Felix Madrigal. Again, a nice card to search out. He's a 3 cost that quests for 2. So a really nice card to just find off of the Alma. So again, really nice. Now this Gaston, I don't know what is with Amber enjoying reducing their costs. Goofy, Pluto reduces costs. Lantern reduces costs. On a 3-cost body for Gaston, it's 2/4. By the way, the Pluto doesn't actually deal damage. He's a 0/2. No, Gaston needs to deal damage because he can big and buff, but you can reduce the play cost of your next character by 2. So in Ruby, we have Mulan. Now, Mulan that actually damages herself much like Mother Gothel does by 2. So this way you can reduce their cost. So turn 3, so I think turn 2 you play Mulan damages herself. Turn 3, play Gaston. On turn 4, you tap Gaston to go down to 2, and you play Rapunzel. Rapunzel, draw 2 cards. I can definitely see now Rapunzel trains of using Rapunzel's healers. There are 3 Rapunzel cards, 2 draw cards, especially the Rapunzel that whenever you heal damage, you get to draw a card. And with 2 Ruby cards that self-damage themselves, we could do that. Not mention you could probably play with like damage movement or even adding damage to cards. I believe last set we had Amethyst do that. So there is stuff we could definitely do here. But still, another card that reduces cost. Amber's really good at that. Amber's really good at reducing damage or attack, and really good at just reducing costs. Just a super good archetype for that. Then we have the Golden Harp. I don't even know where this is from. At the end of your turn, if you didn't play a song this turn, banish character. So that's really neat that the fact this is a 1 cost that does quest for 2, but does have a very hard drawback. Now, in song control, that probably is not going to be impossible for you to fully resolve, because that's what song control does, is it basically wants you to play songs and to do stuff with songs, especially the good steel songs that are good control. So honestly, you wouldn't want to play this until you actually can start singing songs in song control. But still, not bad. Goofy, in Gorsh, whenever you play this character with bodyguard, or whenever you play a character with bodyguard, raid this character, you can't quest for the rest of the turn. So again, just a nice way, again, a way to sing songs if you need to, a way to do anything. So maybe you would quest first, and then you could use him next turn to go and damage something or remove it, or use him like sing songs. Like, I like bodyguard being more of a song control style deck, where you use him in that way. So we do have a lot more musketeers, which meaning that the steel musketeers do have more uses now, which is pretty nice. So again, seeing more musketeers is really, really good. We have Julieta Martigrel. When you play this character, remove 2 damage from chosen character. If moved this way, you may draw a card. Much of the same way, it's just another way to remove damage. Where Rapunzel can remove up to 3 and draw that many cards, she just removes up to 2, and then you draw a card. So, still not bad. Again, another way to help just mitigate that damage. Mitigate damage off important characters. I mean, you could easily put that in a bodyguard strategy just to keep your bodyguard safe. And then basically just draw an extra card, which is not bad. Max, if you have a character named Prince Eric, so any character named Prince Eric, you may pay 1 less to play this. A 4/3 body that could just come out on 2, not bad. Again, you need Prince Eric, which honestly we do have a couple of Prince Erics running around, so why wouldn't you be playing Prince Eric? We got Mickey Mouse. I believe this is from the Silly Tunes era. I know where it's coming from, where Mickey Mouse is the conductor and all this stuff keeps happening. So anyway, he has support. It's really nice to see some more supporter cards. I think Sapphire also is really good at supporter. You play this character, chose a character, gain support this turn. No, it's not bad. Now this Mickey Mouse, the newest Mickey Mouse to enter the battlefield for Musketeers. He's also a Floodborn. When you play this character, if you used Shift, so he's got Shift. By the way, they're starting to kind of like push away some of the effects here, as you can see, bodyguard support, which is nice. If you played now within 4 sets, you should know what bodyguard does. You should know what support does. But whenever you play this, use the Shift to pay him, you may draw a card for each character with bodyguard you have in play. That is really nice, meaning that you have at least 4 bodyguards, and it does count himself as well, because it doesn't say each other character with bodyguard. It's each character with bodyguard. So we are seeing them wanting you to shift. We are seeing Ravsberger saying, hey, look, we know shift is to reduce the costs, and there are some good things about shifting, but we want to make them even better, more of a reason for you to have to pay those shift costs. And that's very strong. Again, steel is very good, especially like the Mickey Mouse from Into the Inklands that could reduce costs and stuff like that. Being able to shift for 5 over that, and then having a bunch of bodyguards, because steel and amber really are now the cards for bodyguard, it's very good. So I mean, if you literally have him and then 3 other bodyguards, you're drawing 4 cards for a shift cost of 5. So on your 5th turn, you literally just shift him down. And not mentioning that, remember, all of Amber's ability to reduce costs are able to reduce shift costs as well. This Mickey Mouse can come out much, much cheaper. Gaston, Pluto, Lantern, anything that can reduce your play cost, this Mickey Mouse can take advantage of with that. So, I mean, you can literally just use a bunch of characters to reduce costs and then just slap Mickey Mouse down over a Mickey Mouse using that shift, because that's what you want to do, is the shift, so you can get those draws. So, honestly, just a very good card. Especially for a Musketeer now strategy where you can play more of the Musketeers instead of just bodyguard, or you could just play a generic bodyguard strategy. So anyways, we got dramatic entrance when you play this character. Banish chosen opposing character 5 or more power. Again, just very, very strong. Lady Tremaine was a removal card. Just remove something off the board. Madame Medusa is just a removal card for 3 cost power characters. And let me tell you, there's a lot of characters at 3 cost power. Here is another card that literally just removes something that has 5 or more power, and there are a lot of good characters at the higher cost that are 5 or more power that we don't want to be keeping on the board. This, personally, I don't know would go great in Bodyguard, but it would go great in Amber Ruby control. using it with like Lady Tremaine, using it with Madame Medusa, and now you have this, and of course we have the Mind's Greatest. It was the song from Floodborn. There it is. Even this right here, you can banish those to carry 5 more power. You could even use it with World's Greatest Criminal. So I mean, there are more ways to reduce or remove characters altogether without just battling them. Now, so Ruby just has more ways to play with the Amber engine to play like a straight up just remove everything off your opponent's board. Your opponent doesn't get anything. We just get all their characters off the board before they even get to quest. So, and not mention, like I said, being Amber has such good abilities to reduce play costs. You can get this out pretty fast and pretty quick. And we have Maribel. Okay, so this is the one. And in Kanto, if you've never seen the movie, I don't know how you would have never seen it. She's the only one in the family that didn't claim a superpower from the magic house. So, she's also the one that pseudo destroys the house with her mother. But again, just another Marigold. And whenever this character quests, other Marigold characters get +1 for the turn. Again, there could be an entire strategy of playing Mufasa with the Marigolds now, so that you can just spam Marigold characters out. You can search all your Marigold characters. So that's what you can do. You can search all your Marigold characters out with the Alma, get them all to your hand, and have Mufasa be able to just bring out that big bomb cards, like Maleficent, like any characters you want that are just big bombs. You can now just bring them out. So, really nice. So, I mean, we have a good chunk of support. I believe there are other Marigold characters in other colors. I can't remember if that is true or not. Then we just have a supporter Marigold. Personally, I think this Marigold is a little better. But honestly, if you're just looking for more Marigold names, Madrigal names, you'd honestly have to put it in there if you wanted another name. We got another Pluto to the rescue. When you play this character, you can remove up to 3 damage tokens from one of your characters. So basically, just remove 3 damage. Honestly, I think I'd rather still play Rapunzel at 1 less and draw 3 cards, personally. Bodyguard Prince Eric. We got Shift Prince Eric, that is Floodborn. Also, I think that is Hypnotized Prince Eric. Yes, it is Ursula's groom. So under Vanessa's spell, if you have a character named Ursula in play, this character gains Bodyguard and gets +2 defense, or +2 will. Not bad. Not bad. I think only Ursulas right now are in Amethyst. So, yeah. Still, not bad. I mean, you literally get to go to a 7-willed character at 5 body that could shift over any Prince Eric for 4 cost. Not bad. We got another Stitch, vanilla there. We got Ursula herself. Now this is interesting. We're now seeing different ways to shift as well. We're not just seeing, well, you just gotta, shift for a cost, like ink. Now we're seeing shift for a different cost. So here, we could just discard a song card, and we could shift over any Ariel. Ursula. Whenever this character quests, chosen opponent reveals their hand, discards a non-character card of your choice. Again, another really good card for hand control. Again, I did play it in my hand control strategy because I was so tight on what I wanted in hand control. But honestly, with the fact of the matter is that you could do this, actually, now even thinking about it, you can play this over the 2-cost Ursula that looks at your opponent's hand and discards a song. Because of the fact of the matter is that song, because we're playing hand control with like Bruno now, with Sudden Chill, with all these other cards, you can easily do that to discard and then shift her over that Ursula, the 2-cost Ursula, questing for 2 a turn with a 2/4 body that always looks at your opponent's hand and discards a card. You can honestly do that 100%. And actually, that's not a horrible strategy to do it all there. Just because that 2-cost Ursula is only really questing at 1 at a 1/3 body, when you could easily turn it into this. By the way, she's a princess too in this one, so you could even put her in princess. Just because then Moana can restand her because of being a princess. But still, a non-character card when, there are songs, actions, locations that are very powerful. So I could definitely see that being useful. We just have a singer for Ursula and a 2-cost body. Again, just something that's very good for song control. Now we're getting to our actions here. We got Bruno's Return. Return a character card for your discard to your hand, then remove 2 damage from a chosen character. It's pretty nice. It's basically just Snow White from Floodborn for 2 cost. So it's nice. It also does remove damage. So again, we are seeing this ability to remove damage, which then in turn helps with that Rapunzel engine where the 6 cost shift Rapunzel, shift 3 Rapunzel draws you a card every time you heal damage. So that is really nice there to see that we have more cards kind of facilitating a possibility of that deck strategy really coming into its own. First aid, remove a damage from each of your characters. Not bad. I mean, it probably would be good in Bodyguard just to keep your bodyguards alive. Look at this family. Again, here is a cost 7 card that can be sung. Sing together. Any number of your oh my gosh. So any number of your guys can just sing this. So this actually really goes with the Mardigral family, because they kind of sing about this when they're kind of rebuilding the house. So it's really cool. So this is a new type of song card where multiple characters can sing this. Now, of course, you could still sing it with one character like the Ariel we have now. But anyways, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 2 character cards, put them in your hand, put the rest of the bottom deck in any order. Again, just so good for Mufasa. If you're looking like, oh, I need those Mufasas now, I'm going to look at top 5, grab a Mufasa. Again, thanks to Alma Mardigel now, there's a good way where you could just use Mardigel. Well, actually, Mardigel only gets it one per... when you play this character, she gets 1. But I mean, if you play multiple of her, you're getting out 1 character. So it's not bad. Not mentioning, I think she can keep constantly grabbing herself as well. It's just any character. So honestly, that's not bad, because then you can just pull a couple cards out of your deck that you don't need right now, and then basically allow you to find the characters you want more. So I think Mufasa could really take a use of having the Mardigel cards in your deck, because of the fact of the matter, you can be able to search them out and get what you need. Most I'd say it'd be Alma. I would probably say this Maribel, and then probably Felix. That's probably the ones you would probably play on the Amber side. So as you have Lost in the Woods, you can sing it for 4 cost. Opposing character gets -2 to start of your turn. About as common as we have it. Sign the Scroll is really good for, of course, hand control strategies. Each opponent may choose to discard a card. For each opponent who doesn't, you just gain 2 lore. So if your opponent literally has no cards in their hand, you played this for 3 costs, and you basically get just for 2 lore for free. Which is really nice, especially because in hand control, especially with Prince John having 1/2, you kind of don't want to quest with Prince John until you're going for the game. So this basically just facilitates like a Prince John questing. And again, the fact is, if your opponent has only 1 card in your hand, you can play this and make him force it and use Prince John to draw you a card. So, not bad. We have Miracle Candle. You can banish this item if you have 3 or more characters in play, gain 2 lore, and move up to 2 damage from chosen location. Pretty nice, just a way to heal up those locations, because we don't have all these many ways to right now heal locations. We do, but not a lot of them are really played. This one might see some play because, I mean, we have to have 3 or more characters in a Mufasa deck. That's not too hard, because the fact is we're spilling out so many characters so quick. But, I mean, yeah, we're getting 2 lore, which is pretty nice. I don't know. I feel like it's so niche of a card. But anyways, now we have Record Player. Whenever you play a song, chosen character gets -2 to the start of the next turn. When you have a character in a stitch, count as having +1 cost to sing songs. Okay, so now all your stitches, whether it be the 1s or the 2s, now cost as either 2 or 3s. Because he does become the Record Player in the movie. It's neat. I don't know how good it really is. But anyways, we have Atlantica. Now this one's really good. Characters count as having +2 to their cost to sing songs while here. This is automatically going into song control. This now makes almost like all your singers. Now I don't think this gives you a +2 to like your singers. So if you have like Rapunzel that sings Cinderella, the 1 cost Cinderella that can sing for 3, I don't think it's going to buff her to a singer 5. It just buffs her to be able to sing 3 cost characters. Personally, what you're doing is you're probably buffing up you're probably buffing characters who can't really sing songs, naturally don't have like a high singer count, who you want to have to be able to sing songs. So I think that's what you're doing for. I could definitely see being as play like a few of in song control to help buff up your characters in Song Control that aren't naturally singers. But honestly, Song Control is probably still just going to play singers. That's the thing. And then we have the Underworld. Whenever a character quests here, while here you may pay 3 less to return a character card from your. You may pay 3 to return a character card from your discard to your hand. Again, just another way to cycle characters. We've seen it with it's a 4 cost to do it with Hades. Snow White, the 6 cost shift character that shifts for 5, can do it on a quest. So this just, while you have a character here in quest, you can pay 3 to get a character back. I mean, not horrible. We're seeing some of that get some stuff out of your graveyard, add it back to your hand kind of stuff for Lorcana. So it's not horrible. Honestly, it is a location, so it is nice because it auto generates you lore. The problem is it does cost 2 to get any character into there. And honestly, I think it'd be better for you to probably play Snow White if you are under turn characters, because at least she can quest. And playing, honestly, like Hades from Chapter 1 to get characters back. But I don't know. Maybe there could be a chance you could do it, especially with the ability of, like, discarding cards from our own to do things. Maybe it wouldn't be bad. Like, maybe there is some kind of strategy coming along in Ravensburger's minds where it's about, like, effects being activated by discarding cards from your hand and then shoving them into the discard pile and then using cards like this to gain those cards back. Those are big important cards. And again, like I said, with Amber's ability to reduce the natural play cost of characters and the natural shift cost of characters, we can cheaply bring out characters with using the Amber engine. So I could definitely see this card finding some use. I don't know how much use as of right now we will find it. We'll just have to wait to see how, like, the meta evolves around this card to see how good it becomes. Well, Amber's pretty much as we've always seen it. Reducing attack, reducing damage, just powerful ways to reduce costs, and some very powerful characters. A new way to just basically search out characters overall each time you play it. Now, this is very interesting. With this idea where she's on play, get a Metagrail character to your hand. There could honestly be characters that tap themselves and do that. I honestly want Ravensburger to move into doing more of these characters. Nothing against, like, looking at the top 5, adding stuff. Look at the top 3, add something. I want more characters that have the ability just to look through my entirety of my deck and grab what I need. That is where I feel like Lorcana needs to continue to evolve, is cards like this, where we are now literally seeing straight up just search cards. So it's nice to see that Ravensburger is starting to take some things. We got some really big singers now to sing some really big high-costed cards. So we are seeing a really good evolution of where Lorcana is kind of going. And we're seeing more of, like, reasons to play shift characters. We're seeing now new ways to shift characters. So honestly, Amber's Amber, and it's a really good start to Ursula's return because there are some very unique strategies, some very unique cards, and the cards that could probably are going to get more buffs in the future that can build out even more strategies. But I want you to let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the Amber cards. What do you think is the best? What strategies do you think are going to come out with these Amber cards? What strategy do you think can be pushed with these Amber cards? Would you guys like to see more cards start actually looking at your deck as a whole and shuffling it? Because I honestly want that. I want that. And let me know what other effects and triggers and ways to search cards you want Lorcana to really get into, as we now see Ravensburger really starting to evolve Lorcana into its own, away from, like, this Magic the Gathering, this early kind of, like, boring Magic the Gathering clone, really getting it into its own now. Let me know all that down in the comments, and while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify my videos go live for you, and we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragons TCG.